Hear ye, hear ye. Sportsnight is now serving up the best Cardinals highlights. It may make you do a happy dance, even though you know you're being watched. So get together and celebrate, because we're bringing you all the best happenings from all across Cardinal Nation. Sportsnight is next. Hello everyone, I'm Joe Yund. I'm flying solo tonight as Howie Shapiro is dealing with a family emergency. We certainly wish him, his wife Mimi, and their entire family all the best in this time. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot going on across Coon Rapids High School sports. We start with the football team. It's been a rough road for the football squad so far, and with their schedule, it's definitely not getting any easier. Last week, they traveled to Champlin Park to face a Rebels team coming off its first win of the season. The Rebels were short a couple of key pieces the first 2 weeks, but since their return, the team has really taken off and started running. Cardinals were fired up, embracing the road warrior mentality, but the Rebels are clicking from the very start. 7 plays to go 65 yards on their opening possession. Preston Nelson finishes relatively easy run from the 10, Champlin Park on the board. Cards go 3 and out. Rebels get back to work. Preston Telke looking down the right side. Great adjustment to the ball for Jamel Croma. 28-yard catch down inside the 5. It goes to 4th and goal. Maurice George able to finish in the end zone, pitch to the left. Rebels have a little breathing room. Only score of the second quarter, nearly identical. 4th and goal from the 2. And it's Reese George on a pitch, this time to the right. 21-0 Rebels at the half. Cardinals down 38-0 into the final minute. Sophomore Aiden Snow hit as he throws, but gets it deep to the right. It's right into the bread basket for Gavin Sadeth. He turns and burns. 87-yard score. Cardinals avoid the shutout, but fall to 0-4 with a 38-7 loss through 4 weeks. So halfway through the season, the Cardinals have just 2 scores. Both are receiving touchdowns for Gavin Sadeth, a 64-yarder against Osseo, and now the 87-yarder against Champlin Park. And they've got another tough one. They go on the road next week to take on Anoka, and the Tornadoes are going to be a little upset probably because they were roughed up a little bit by Maple Grove last week. Then that's the Cardinals' next opponent is the as yet to be defeated Maple Grove Crimson. They come to the Cardinal complex as the homecoming opponent a little less than 2 weeks away. Tennis team getting close to the very end of their schedule. Last week, just one event on the schedule for the Cardinals, and they win a tight one, a 4-3 win over the Anoka Tornadoes. Caitlin Easton and Melanie Lee switched spots from second and third singles, and both handled their new assignments well, winning 6-0, 6-1, and 6-1, 6-0 respectively. Cardinals sweep at singles with Tia Miller getting a come from behind 2-6, 6-4, 6-2 win at fourth singles to secure the team's 4-3 win. Cardinals wrap up the regular season this week with back-to-back matches Monday and Tuesday. This afternoon, they hosted their final regular season match of the year at the Pivot Courts, welcoming a very tough and talented team from Champlin Park. We start at first singles. Gabby Newton in the near court for the Cardinals, and she has some very strong points. Gets a great backhand winner right here, but she loses 4-6, 2-6. Caitlin Easton recently elevated to second singles. She gets another dominant victory against the Rebels, not giving up a single game, going 6-0, 6-0. Unfortunately, that was the only win of the day for the home team. Melanie Lee gets an ace at third singles, but falls 1-6, 2-6. Tia Miller filling the fourth singles spot against the Rebels, and she's going to win this point after a long volley. But those points were few and far between for Miller as she falls 0-6, 0-6. Abby Semensky teaming up with Avery Anderson in the top doubles spot. Strong play by Anderson at the net gets the point right here, but they lose 2 tight sets, 4-6, 4-6. Macy Ruddy and Coral Weber are the duo for the Cardinals at second doubles. Ruddy with a great play up front, but again, they lose 1-6, 1-6. Finally, at third doubles, Morgan Severson and Talitha Koo, they lose 1-6, 0-6. Cardinals lose 6-1 and fall to 8-11 on the year. Tomorrow they are on the road to take on the Elk River Elks, and then the crossover game for the Northwest Suburban Conference Tournament will be, I believe, next Tuesday. Volleyball team has something to celebrate, and it's about time as they start this week. Last week, a quick 3-set loss at the hands of Centennial, losing 3-22-12 to fall to 0-12. But then they go on the road for the Hastings tournament on Saturday. They play 2 tight ones against the hosts from Hastings and Bloomington Kennedy Eagles, losing both of those 2-1. They lose the third one 2-0 to Orono, but there it is, finally off the schneid. The Cardinals beat North St. Paul Polars by a 2-0 score, and they erase the goose egg. They've still got a couple of weeks left, just a handful of matches though, really. They are at Champlin next Thursday, and then they host Blaine a week from Tuesday. Or a week from Tuesday, yeah. So just the one event this week, and then next week against Blaine on Tuesday. Swimming and diving teams' only event last week had them hosting one of the top teams in the Northwest Suburban. So the Cardinals were more focused on strong swims than the team score when they took on Champlin Park. And Coach Ashley Radis said they had several new PRs and see a lot more positives than you might expect in a lopsided loss. Cardinals even skipped some events to give girls chances to swim to their strengths. And while the Rebels swept the podium in almost every event, the Cardinals still had some strong performances. Sophomore Emily Lovin was their top finisher in the 200 freestyle. She took 4th place in 2 minutes, 29.58 seconds. 8th grader Lily Moulton had the team's best overall finish, 2nd place in the 100 backstroke. This is her competing in the 200 IM. Moulton finishes 4th in this event, less than a half second out of 3rd place. Senior Gabby Lewis looked strong in the 50 freestyle, and she stays in a battle all the way to the wall. She will tag up in 28.97 seconds. Another 4th place finish for the Cards. They lose to the Rebels 103-52. Then on Friday, the girls hit the road. This is something that they had really looked forward to, an out-of-town trip complete with team bonding and some competition as well. And they feel pretty good about the way that they did at the border battle up in Fargo, finishing 11th out of 13 teams. Only top 10 finish was Gabby Lewis, taking 8th place in the 500 freestyle. Lily Moulton had the next best finish, taking 13th in the 100 backstroke. And both of those two finished top 20 in the 200 freestyle, Gabby in 14th and Lily in 19th. Some of the other top finishers, Emily Lovin, 23rd in the 200 IM. Romano was 25th in the 500 free. Alta Peter, 25th in the 100 free. And Liz Hogarth was 27th in the 100 freestyle. Cardinals will be at Rogers on Thursday this week, and then they'll be down at the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center this weekend for the Maroon and Gold Invite. Speaking of the University of Minnesota, the Cardinals cross-country teams were at the University of Minnesota last Friday for the Roy Griak Invitational. It's one of the largest cross-country races in the country, with 3 high school divisions and 2 at the college level. It's around 3,000 athletes total. Both Cardinals squads battled hard and had a lot of positives to carry home. We start with the girls' race. The Cardinals qualifying for the gold division, which is the slowest of the 3. Have to thank runnerspace.com for the beautiful footage, including the drone shot of the massive wave coming off the starting line. Some really elite clubs included in the field, the Cardinals holding their own. Sophomore Ruby Demmer finished just outside the top 10, finishing 11th overall in 20:38.2. Lily McKenzie was next to finish, taking 194th. Cardinals only had 5 girls that were able to run, but still managed a 31st place finish out of 35 teams. Emmy Fuller was 229th, Emily Bourne's 259th, and Ella Legree finished in 28 minutes, 11.5 seconds to take 278th place. On the boys' side, the Cardinals put together one of their best showings ever at the GRIAC, and they've been competing there for many, many years. Just a gorgeous afternoon for the run, and the Les Bolstad Golf Course at the U is a beautiful backdrop for the race. Senior Lachlan Demmer, coming off his first ever race win, spent a lot of time leading the pack in the race, finishes second overall in 17-13. That's the best individual finish for a Cardinal runner ever at the GRIAC Invite. The rest of his guys stepped up as well. Owen James finished 37th with 18:29.5. Marco Velasquez is less than 10 seconds back in 46th. Kjell Nordquist finished 66th, and Tyler Bosson took 127th. As a team, Cardinals finished a very solid 6th place out of 35 teams, and about 300 runners in each of their respective races. So really an outstanding race, especially on the boys' side, but girls did well also, especially Ruby Demmer, just barely missing a top 10 finish. They have the Cambridge Isani Invitational on Tuesday this week. The Northwest Suburban Conference Championships is just about 2 weeks away on the 9th of October. Well, the boys soccer team had 3 games last week, all against other teams in the middle of the Northwest Suburban Pack. Up first was a visit from Blaine on Tuesday. The Bengals were just ahead of the Cardinals in the standings, and they were coming in hot off back-to-back shutout wins and a 1-1 tie against Osseo. Blaine gets a fast start, 7th minute, beautiful ball placed behind the defense. Jonathan Yanni wins the race, taps it across. Gavin Bellafuel has a wide-open net, probably the easiest of his 5 goals this season. They find some insurance middle of the first. They play it to the corner for Yanni again. His pressure forces a poor clear from the Cardinals. Demir Sejcik stops it up, settles and scores. They were up 3-0 at the half, and it was 4-0 before the Cardinals finally light the lamp. Long clear down the left wing, creates a 50-50 ball. Tamsir Jarju wins it back to the middle of the field. He's in alone, pushes it past the keeper, so the Cardinals fall 4-1, but they avoid the shutout. They have not been shut out yet this season, and that's a streak they were able to continue the rest of last week. They beat up on Spring Lake Park on Thursday, winning 7-1. 3 different guys getting 2 goals each. Jarju, Akasip, and Kish all had 2 goals and at least 1 assist. Jarju tipping the scales a little bit with 2 assists and his 2 goals. A 4-point night for Tamsir. Great job. And Newfield had the other goal for the Cardinals, but actually I think they were outshot in this one, if the numbers are accurate on the hub, because young Mr. Drew Howard, their sophomore keeper, came up with 16 saves in that one, so it could have been much closer to be sure. But another great night from their sophomore keeper. On Saturday, they took on Centennial and they fall 2-1. Adam Kish, another goal. He's just having an outstanding year. Has been their leading scorer since game 1. And when you talk about scoring and the importance of not being shut out, through 10 games this season, the Cardinals have yet to be shut out. Last year, through 10 games, they had been shut out 3 times. They were 0-2-1 in those 3 games. The year before that, they had been shut out 7 of their first 10 games. So it says something about the progression of the offense and the focus on offense, especially this year from new coach Matt Backberg. They will be at home for 3 games this week, and that's it for the regular season. They host Totino Grace tomorrow, which we will be there. They will host Armstrong on Thursday and Forest Lake on Saturday, and then they finish the season with a couple of road games the following week. Well, the girls soccer team opened last week with a visit from the Blaine Bengals team that has also been struggling this season. Bengals were just 2-5 on the year, and all 7 games were shutouts, both of their victories and all 5 of their losses. Cardinals were coming off their biggest offensive output of the year and just hoped they could keep it going. Bengals bring a lot of pressure early, and it pays off. Just over 10 minutes in, Addie Stadden fires it hard off the crossbar. Sonny Luciano able to get a header on the rebound. Nisha Engelman is there to finally finish it off. Blaine is on the board. That's the only score until 10 minutes into the second. Cardinals attacking down the right wing. Good through ball to give Sophia Bakri a chance. She doesn't miss, slides it home to even the score in the 51st minute. Unfortunately, the Bengals answer that less than 30 seconds later. Emily Peterson left all alone. She tees it up and knocks it down. Blaine right back in front. It stays 2-1 until the final 15 minutes when the Bengals blow it open. Long pass brings Blaine on a 2-on-0. Crosby will take care of it all on her own, puts it past Williams to make it 3-1. They add 4 more on their way to a 7-1 win. The girls team unfortunately has not found the key to the offense that the boys have. Their struggles continued the rest of the week with a 6-0 loss at the hands of Spring Lake Park on Thursday. They lost 5-1 against Centennial. Sophia Bakri, again, is the goal scorer in that one. That one came, I believe, on a free kick or a penalty kick, so no assist. They will also host Totino tomorrow, and we will be there. They will host St. Paul Johnson on Thursday, and they, too, wrap up their regular season with 2 or 3 games the following week. Here is what we have coming up for you. Boys and girls soccer against the Totino Grace Eagles. Then on Friday, it's football from the Pumpkin Bowl taking on the Anoka Tornadoes. We'll see the volleyball team at the Fieldhouse on October the 1st. That's next Tuesday. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, I'm Joe Young. Saying good night.